Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Central Virginia fishing report with Ethan Martin at TaleTellers Fly Shop. How's it going, Ethan?
Oh, I've been doing good this past little bit. I've been fishing a lot. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was watching on social media. It looks like you had a road trip recently.
Yeah, Virginia is close to a lot of good rivers, and I like the South Holston a lot. So we went down there for a weekend and just did a little overnight trip. So that was a lot of fun. And then been on a couple other rivers too the past 2 weeks. So it's been kind of nice.
Well, that's great. And I guess, so we're recording this on the 12th of November, and, we're starting to solve our water problem. I guess probably the near-term fishing story is we're all getting a blast of cold air that's going to leave things probably, depending on where you are. They're saying down here in the Carolinas probably 20 degrees cooler than normal for a while. So I don't know if you're going to see that up in Central Virginia too. I'd imagine it might be a little bit worse up there.
Yeah, it just all depends. The mountains, and they do funky things with weather. It's like they'll say, hey, it's going to be 30 degrees, and then you go to one side of the Blue Ridge and it's 30, then you go to the other side and it's 18 or in the morning. But it'll be good. I'm always hopeful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've experienced that for sure, because once you go over like to Botetourt, it gets cold.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So what are you seeing on the trout and the muskie world in your part of the world?
Yeah, the musky stuff has started heating up. I know it's been mainly just a bait fish biter. They're eating, prey. So they've guys that have been catching fish or moving fish consistently have been just throwing like natural colored flies, looks like suckers or shad, that sort of stuff. And it's slowly been getting better. It's still a little low. I'm speaking about the James really, but it's still a little bit low to see like higher numbers. And when I say higher numbers, we're talking like 2 fish in a day or 4 fish in a day instead of 1 or 0. Most days it's going to be 0 if you're unfamiliar with musky fishing. So it's definitely the bite has been slowly heating up, and that shot of rain that we've got the past couple of weeks has helped a lot. So I suspect and the hard thing with weather change is, like I said, I'm always hopeful. Maybe that's going to make things better. But at the end of the day, a fish is still a fish, and he's going to do whatever the heck he wants. So after the cold here, it could make them really put the feed bag on because they know winter's coming, or it could just slow the whole bite down for a couple of days. So you never really know. I mean, the best thing to do is if you want to try and catch muskies is just go and fish for muskies. And then in the trout realm, they still have been stocking. So the guys that want to go after the stock fish, all they're doing is just keep putting more fish in the stream. And then typically the trout bite actually heats up too as it gets a little colder. They like those colder water temps. The brown trout become a little more aggressive about eating. So it can be a cool time to target those predatory browns, the ones that are just trying to get nice and fat. And they're spawning right now too, the browns and the brook trout as well. So the brook trout game, we did a couple walkthroughs on some of the smaller streams, not actually fishing, but just, walking by the stream to see if we could see any of the spawning fish on reds. And I didn't see any. It was 2 weeks ago that I went. So by now I'm pretty positive most of those fish have spawned, laid their eggs, made their nests, etc., and are on the tail end of the spawn. If that makes sense. So from now until early spring, it's just best to don't step on the back end of the pools, just so you're not stepping on the eggs, that sort of stuff. But that being said, for the other streams, bite's been slowly heating up. So I've been seeing more numbers, and even the guys that have been going out have been reporting back higher numbers. They've been eating. It's really kind of two veins. If you're fishing and you're okay with throwing everything. I understand some fly fishing guys or individuals or whoever's has some preferences and they don't want to throw worms or squirmy worms or anything like that. Those guys have been throwing like blueing olives, pretty small. When I say small, I mean we're talking like size 18, 20, 22s, like the tiny stuff, which is just an olive mayfly. And then midges, that sort of stuff. I was on a river the other day and we saw a little caddis hatch. This is all black caddis. It was probably honestly like a size 18. So the guys who want to throw the natural stuff, they can fit in that vein. The guys who just want to catch fish, you can throw squirmy worms anytime we get to higher water. Those are always pretty much going to catch fish. Frenchies, that sort of stuff. You'll find fish. We were on the Jackson a couple of days back, and at the tailwater. It's a pretty cool stream in Virginia here, and we did pretty good. I mean, we started the day trying to throw streamers, and we moved just a few fish, and then one of the guys in the boat, Reed, with South River Fly Shop, he's a friend of mine. He just started Euro nymphing, and the numbers were pretty ridiculous when we started nymphing. So the nymphing game is definitely, if you're into the numbers, that's the way to go right now.
Got it. So is the streamer bite not quite turned on yet for the trout?
Yeah, well, so the streamer bite's weird because it's going to depend on a lot of different variables. It depends on how much water is flowing out of the stream, which is always going to change on a tailwater like the Jackson. When we fished the South Holston, the streamer bite was definitely on. I mean, we kind of got there right as soon as they were about to discharge water. We were the first boat on, and I caught fish on streamers in like 5 minutes of the flow. And then just the whole rest of the day, we were just kind of riding that wave down. It went from like, I think it was like 160 CFS or something like that, and they weren't generating. So then they were generating, and it was putting out like 2,300. So really, a big key part of the streamer bite is just going to be water flows. Anytime you've got higher water, those bigger fish are going to move. And then what is like cloud coverage, that sort of stuff. Because, like, for example, that day on the Jackson, it was pretty much a bluebird day most of the day. There are times where you'll move fish because, again, a fish is a fish. He's going to do what he wants. So I always try just because I'm that type of person. But it just turned out to be, nymphing was the key that day. And then, like the South Holston, the whole first half of the day, we were fishing that. It's kind of overcast skies. That's when we were catching good numbers of fish, or moving good numbers of fish too. We weren't putting every fish that whacked the streamer in the boat. But as the day progressed, the sun got higher and higher. You would see more fish just because, the way that your vision works when the sun is right above you. But we weren't putting as many fish in the boat. So it all just kind of depends. If you are in that streamer vein, it's always fun. And most guys that I know that are pretty, stubborn about their streamers, they're going to throw them no matter what's happening outside. If it's, hailing or sleeting, or if it's 100 degrees or if it's 20 degrees, and they catch big fish. So that it just depends on the fish, because fish have personalities, that sort of thing. And some days they're hungry and they're going to eat whatever comes in front of them. Or some days they're just ticked off at anything in general. They're just ticked off and they're going to whack anything. So that's all that's going to depend. The streamers, I'm sure somebody out there wants to know whatever streamer we were picking up fish on, but I was just using a white boogeyman. I mean, straightforward fly, but it's like a Kelly Gallup pattern, and that was pretty much what we used like the whole day, and all white. Yeah, I mean that's been good.
Well, that's good. That's all super helpful. And folks, if you have a question for Ethan, if you'll shoot it to us on the Articulate Fly Facebook page, if we use your question, I'll send you some Articulate Fly swag, and you will get entered into a drawing for a TaleTellers Fly Shop gift card at the end of the season. Before I let you go, why don't you let folks know where they can find you, where the shop is, and where they can find you on the internet, Ethan?
Yeah, our shop is located at 920 Commerce Street, Lynchburg, Virginia. So we're in downtown Lynchburg. A lot of stuff to do in downtown. You can get coffee, food, stay overnight, fish the James, you name it. So that's where you can find me almost every day, unless I'm out fishing or, out and about. And then you can find us online. We do sell most of our products online, the rods and that sort of stuff. Still working on getting the fly tying stuff up online, but that'll be here soon. And you can always call too, like if there's a particular product or something you're looking for, or just information, you can call a shop, which is at 434-818-2007. And then, Instagram, Facebook, email, all that stuff. You can find us just by going to TaleTellersVA.com. So that's how you can reach me.
Awesome. Well, folks, the days are getting shorter, but it's a great time to go out and catch a few before it gets super cold. And everybody get out there, catch a few. And if you haven't yet, please check out the Articulate Fly mobile apps. You can find them in the Apple App Store or the Android store of your choice. All you have to do is search the Articulate Fly. Well, tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Ethan.
Tight lines.